Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Niacin. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. I thought by this time around that Latinos are supposed to rest and leave Black people out of anything going on and look for a way to sort themselves out and actually be on the street to do what they are supposed to do for themselves instead of coming out every day to look for a way to drag Black people into some discussions that I know they know nothing about. So Madam is trying to convince Black people that Black people and them have worked hand in hand, and Black people are coming out to tell us, "Can you leave us out of it? We did not work any hand in hand. What happened last year? Are you people not ready to talk about it?" And this woman is trying to tell Black people that she knows Black history more than any other person. Madam, can you let Black people be at this point in time? And she is trying to remind Black people that they do not have the power to be racist towards Black people. I heard you right, and I hope you know what you are doing because majority of you are white person and they use that privilege anytime they get. So just close your mouth when you do not even know what to talk about, especially when it comes to this particular one. And she decided to get list of how the people have helped Black people out to fight this and fight that, trying to remind you all that you all do not know what you are saying. It's the audacity, you know. I saw her going back and forth on her page because she is restless. Black people are already coming out and giving it to her. I mean, how hard is it for people to tell you that we do not want to talk about this or we do not want to associate ourselves with this? Why are you forcing them to be on the street when I am not seeing any of you on the street? You all want my people out. You all be messing around this time around, sincerely speaking. Let's get into this.
The Latino and Black communities have always been like this. No, we haven't. No, we haven't. See, you be watching these movies. Too much Sesame Street. Too much Big Bird. Okay, too much of them two cats. That's like Total Lim and Total Dumb on Sesame Street. No, y'all watch too much cartoons. That's not true. I'm sorry. Holistically, the Hispanic community and the Black community has not been like this. It's not as tight as you think. That's just the truth. Maybe to Hispanic people that might be the case, but that is not to Black people holistically. It is what it is. And if you want any proof of that, look at the most recent election results. November
Oh,
5th,
for fuck's sake.
2024, to be exact. That tells you right there that we're not as unified as you think we are, or as most of your people think we are. I wish that's something that we can get fixed. I wish that's something that can be, progressing this and the third in the future. Because I believe there is, a chance of that happening. But as it stands right now, no, it's not. No, it's not. Most Hispanics want that proximity to whiteness real bad. So no. Respectfully, no.
Now, Genty, I've already schooled you on those election poll results, so now I know you're just being willfully ignorant. But let me go ahead and school you on some black and brown history. And we'll go ahead and start with your people, the Haitians. See, the indigenous people of those islands, the people that you now call Hispanics and Latinos, they lost 90% of their people due to genocide. And those that were left, they actually helped African people escape to the mountains. Because African people weren't from these lands, so they didn't know how to navigate them. They didn't know what foods they could eat, because they didn't know what plants were poisonous and what weren't. They didn't know what animals were dangerous and what weren't. So it was through the guidance of indigenous people that helped bring Africans to safety in the mountains. And those indigenous people that were left stood side by side, shoulder to shoulder with Africans as they fought and won the Haitian Revolution. We can fast forward to the Mexican War of Independence, where a man by the name of Vicente Guerrero, who was both African and native, built a strong black and brown coalition to fight against the Spaniards and abolish slavery in Mexico. We can talk about the Underground Railroad to the north, to the Caribbean, and to Mexico, where indigenous people played a crucial role in helping enslaved Africans navigate through the lands to find freedom and safety. In New Orleans, every year during Mardi Gras, the Mardi Gras Indians actually celebrate indigenous people for what they did in helping them escape slavery and fight colonizers and hiding them in the swamps to protect them. You want to talk about the Alamo and how Mexicans destroyed those white Anglo-Saxons because they wanted to keep slavery in Texas and they freed the enslaved African people that were held up in the Alamo? We could talk about the Mexican-American War that was fought because of slavery. And when the United States illegally stole more indigenous lands, they had a serious fucking problem on their hands because now they had a bunch of freed indigenous and African people that they didn't know how to re-enslave, which sparked the debates on slavery in the Southeast, which then lit the fire to the Civil War and helped abolish slavery in the United States. See those brown Latinos, those indigenous people, all throughout the Americas, have consistently lost lands and laid their lives on the line to stand side by side with black people. And black people did the same for us. Now we can fast forward to modern times, like the Watts riots and the Rodney King protests and the BLM movement, where brown people came out in mass to support black people when it came to police brutality. And black people have done the same for us. The 1965 civil rights movement showed how black and brown unity was so strong that they had to create an entire organization to dismantle groups like the Black Panthers, the Brown Berets, AIM, the Young Lords, and the Rainbow Coalition, because we were that motherfucking powerful together. And during those George Floyd protests and the BLM movement, organizations like the Brown Berets stepped up in certain cities to actually organize BLM marches, in protests, in rallies. So that way black people didn't have to do the behind the scenes work to organize such events and were able to uplift black voices. See, black and brown unity is holistic because we've been fighting the same struggles for 500 years. So this proximity to whiteness that you claim we have, we don't have because we live under the same racist, oppressive system where we have no power in and where we have always been treated less than human. At this point, I'm beginning to think you're nothing but a fucking agent, causing division on purpose. Either that, or you're just xenophobic and anti-native as fuck. And everybody is seeing how performative you are in your activism. And this is how I know you've never been boots on the ground. Because if you had, you would see how black and brown unity and solidarity has always been a thing out in them streets. So maybe stop being performative on TikTok and actually get out in them fucking streets and stand up for something. But let me go ahead and school you on some black and brown history. And we'll go ahead and start with your people.
Hello there. Hola. He's right. The Hispanic community and the black community have always been close. So close that they have a list of slurs for us in y'all's respective languages. How many is it? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, is it? No, it's not that much. Just a couple. Just a couple. I think a couple is enough for us to understand how y'all feel about Le Negros. I'm not saying that's a slur, I'm just saying. It's funny because you fool, I guess, Hispanics, whatever. I always say they're just unity, but I never hear that from Afro-Mexicans. See, when I talk to Afro-Mexicans, Afro-Hispanics, they tell me about y'all's incessant racism. They must be lying, bro. And history also must be lying about, the 3,000-4,000 people that you mentioned, African enslaved people you mentioned, that y'all helped to get to Mexico. History says that they went from enslavement in America to a similar type of enslavement in Mexico. Y'all say y'all had no hand in because you didn't have the power to do it. It was the Spanish. But somehow y'all had power to help us escape and keep us there. Y'all must have had a great Mexican army that was able to free slaves, but not free yourselves. Interesting. And of course, slavery was outlawed there in Mexico. No whippings or anything, except it wasn't enforced, right? We were on plantations and shit. It was actually very similar to American slavery, and you treat them like shit. That's what I heard. Must be a lie, because that unity is tight. It also must be a lie that y'all continuously call us these slurs that you have. Also, it must be a lie that we created the immigration policies that allowed y'all to immigrate here free of charge. It didn't help us. We were already here. They wasn't gonna kick us out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the ones that are overturning the things that black people put in place. All your little allyship of before, as you call it, was beneficial for you. Oh, you helped us get through the food. You didn't know. We would have figured it the fuck out. Matter of fact, we brought a lot of crops over here that y'all use today. You're welcome. We created this fucking country at the end of the day. We didn't colonize it, but we built it. That's not our fault. But we did help y'all. Y'all shit is transactional. And we can clearly see that because what black people are saying is reactionary to what y'all are saying. You have this entire little speech made out ready with that vitriol I can hear in your voice. I don't even like dude, but you talking specifically about black people in general. You decided to have that tone. You and your people have always felt the way that that tone implies. Now, I don't know what you are ethnically. I don't give a flying fuck. But what I do know is we don't owe you a goddamn thing, and we've never been unified. Y'all damage our community. So all the little bits and pieces of the incidents of where we do have a couple units, the fact that you have to pull out those small examples lets me know that it's a bigger issue. Why the hell would black people sit here and say things that we are saying if there wasn't a problem? Y'all are calling for unity because y'all never unified with us, all of you. Nobody said we're the Asians, we're the Arabs. We're all these fucking people there, but no, where's the black people? Why? Because your shit is transactionary and we're the only ones that get shit done. You can't do shit by yourselves. ICE problem. 10 out of 10. This out of fucking this.
No.
Now, Genty, I've already schooled you on those election poll results, so now I know you're just being willfully ignorant. But let me go ahead and school you on some black and brown history.
I was gonna leave your ass alone, but since you blocked me, I'm about to be bad. First of all, what fucking accent is that? I'm real confused, sweetheart, because I hear us, but I don't see us, okay? Second, how you gonna school somebody on their own race? That's a bit racist over there. That's a bit racy. And third, you don't see no black folks making videos about how we need to be unified. You want to know why? Because we don't want to be fucking unified with y'all. Why are y'all not getting that shit? We are minding our black business, which means staying out of everybody else's shit and focusing on us. It is sad that y'all cannot understand or grasp that concept that we don't give a fuck about what y'all doing. Y'all need to worry about yours. You fucked up the vote. Whether how you want to split it, how many hairs, how many percentages, we know how we voted. We watched how y'all voted. We watched y'all on this damn internet say y'all was voting for him. We watched y'all celebrate him being in office. Now all of a sudden y'all trying to get us together because black and brown people need to be unified. Bitch, unify with your own goddamn people. Okay? Don't let me have to tell you this shit again.
The Haitian Revolution. We can fast forward to the Mexican War of Independence, where a man by the name of Vicente Guerrero.
Or we could just keep it present day. Yeah, let's do that. Because what you're not going to do is pretend like our black asses don't live next to your brown asses every fucking day. Today. I'm not impressed with your recall of historical events. I know the fucking history of solidarity between indigenous people and black people. I know it. It's a strong fucking history. But I'm going to tell you, honey, you're not the only ones with a history with black solidarity. And you know why that is? Because black people show the fuck up. We show up. And these historical events that you've rambled off, those are events of mutual benefit. That's our history. Our people have always met on common ground, and we show the fuck up. We fought together a common oppressor. You ain't nobody's fucking savior. And I'm not fixing to let you pretend like you are. Because today, present day, we cool, right? We homies, bros and shit. Y'all dropping more motherfucking N-bombs than we do, like you own a few. We good. Until the European Americans slide in. And y'all see an opportunity to squeeze on that proximity to whiteness. Then it goes straight to the hard fucking ER. Don't play with us. While we living next door to you. You will not gaslight my people. You will not. How about this? Get your ass out there and stand on your own motherfucking ancestry and fight this goddamn fight. Fight it. Fight your fight. And we gonna fight ours. And when we meet up on common ground, trust me, black people will show up. You don't worry about us. Worry about your goddamn selves. You go fight your fight. We gonna fight ours. And when we meet up on the same motherfucking battlefield, hopefully you will have been friendly and we won't confuse you for foe. But you not fixing to build your goddamn following over here thinking you gonna check black people when you need to be checking yourself. You back the fuck up off my people now. We can keep this cool like it always is present day. You got your shit and we got ours. Or you can try to play some fucking games and we have to tussle. Heaven fucking forbid. Oh, good God. Now, one thing is true. Black and brown people cannot be racist. Because in order to be racist, you must have prejudice plus power. And in a system built on white supremacy where black and brown people have no control or power in, we can't be racist because we don't have the power to oppress anybody. Now, black and brown people can definitely be xenophobic. Black and brown people can definitely be bigoted. Black and brown people can definitely be anti-black and anti-native. So just because you're black, it doesn't exempt you from being anti-native or xenophobic. So the only way I see you trying to excuse your xenophobic and your anti-native rhetoric will be to use the same white supremacy talking points white people use when they say they can't be racist. And if that's the case, well, you ain't got a leg to stand on. Have a day. One thing is true. Black and brown people cannot be racist.
Do y'all be hearing yourself? Y'all have already separated when you say black and brown, right? You're telling yourself, right? And y'all want to say, oh, that's to show that, black people's issues are so important and everything. But when it's BIPOC, though, it's black and indigenous in it. But then when y'all do this movie, it's black and brown. Why do you do that? Because you know that it is separate. You know that our shit is more difficult. I don't know the rest of what you said in the video. I don't be watching this shit. I don't care, especially in that superior tone that you have. It's you've already had this. I had to go look up the history and learn about these things. It wasn't readily available for me because I didn't want to go after. I never have, you know what I mean? I just don't. I just want to know who our enemies are so we can protect ourselves as black people, It's always we need to have unity with the black people. Have you tried to say that about the Asians? Have you tried to say that with the Arabs? Have you said that you needed unity with any other race, brown people? No. All of you have issues with black people. We have done nothing to you. Oh, man. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all dismiss our struggle and try to attach it to your own. You would be nowhere without us. Okay? Where's the movements that popped off so big that they needed a military assistance, right? None. Not without us. When did y'all start your own movement specifically for black people? Okay. So the rest of your video means nothing to me. Enslavers, okay? Enslavers for the past few thousand years before white people even came here. Talk about that history. Talk about how y'all put us on plantations in Mexico. But see, it wasn't a direct slavery. It was about debt. And yes, you indigenous Mexicans participated in it. Yeah. That one and the one for 1,000, 3,000 years, the Aztecs, what is it, the Olympic or whatever the hell y'all call it, okay? And the fact that you have this information again so readily available in the tone that you have is very, very fucking telling. Same tone as YT people, right? You did nothing, okay? We helped you. You enslaved us. Hello? But like I said in my other video, whatever peace pipe that you're smoking is really fucking up that voice of yours. Maybe you should work on that for your throat cancer. Go work and help your community because this isn't helping, is it? Attacking black people isn't helping. We helped you. Your little, hey, we helped you through the forest and told you how to get through. Man, shut the fuck up, all right? Oh, you did something, normal, humane. Okay, you want credit for that? You want it? Okay, then give us credit for what we did for you. But no, y'all are always attacking. All that it was is that said black and brown people have not been united. And y'all go off about all the things you've done hundreds of years ago. Go back further. and talk about how y'all enslaved us before Europeans did. Right along with the Arabs, okay? We owe you nothing. 10 out of fucking 10.
Yet that Spanish is not our native language because brown Latinos are actually indigenous to these lands.
Now, my black people, Afro-Mexicans, Afro-Hispanics, I need y'all to come and tell the truth about what happens to y'all in the discrimination. I've talked to some of y'all. She is implying that they're just so perfect towards us. Listen, black people, I need y'all to come. I know a lot of y'all scary. I need y'all to watch that video. I need y'all to go look up the facts that I am saying. They are all attacking us, okay? I see this shit now. Everybody attacks African Americans. We don't do anything to anyone. We help everyone, and they're attacking. I'm going to tell the truth, all right? And if I got to go do it in my jokes and everything, I will. But I need y'all to listen before I can go do that. This is tiring. It's time to focus, okay? Seriously, it is. This is ridiculous. It's social media. But the things that they think and feel in their culture is true. And they're trying to lie to you. They lied about the Underground Railroad and how much they helped. They put us on plantations there. They made us put a debt there. Most of the African enslaved escaped ones from America, they gave them a debt to pay that was impossible to pay and put them on the fields, okay? Go look up what I'm saying, all right? They enslaved them there. And it wasn't just the Spanish. It was also indigenous Mexicans. They had money. I'm telling you the truth. You need to know who your enemies are. For her to make that video, just all of a sudden have all these facts just because a black person said we've not been unified, Latinos and black people have been unified, and all of a sudden all this shit comes, okay? Indigenous Mexicans, the Aztecs, had us in, so yes, black people were here. 1,000 to 3,000 years ago, they had us enslaved. All right? Different type of slavery, but still slavery. Don't let them lie to you. You need to know who your enemies are, and we need to focus on ourselves. Okay?
Yet that Spanish is not our native language because brown Latinos are actually indigenous to these lands.
Well, hello there. Isn't that y'all's native language? In Nawa? You're right. Spanish isn't your first language, but that's okay because y'all have over 60 languages in your indigenous Mexican culture. And y'all had African slaves before the Europeans got here, didn't you? The Aztecs, actually about 1,000 to 3,000 years before Europeans stepped foot on this land. Now, it wasn't the same as European slavery. Children were born free. Slavery is still slavery, isn't it? Oh my, you opened up a can of worms there. And it is well known that y'all have your specific slurs altered in your dialect of Spanish because it's not the same as Spain Spanish anymore. Y'all came up with your own slurs. And you said in this video what black people use to call Mexicans and other Hispanics. And you admit that Europeans made those slurs, not black people. And it's funny because y'all have no problem calling us the European English N-word. When we asked you to stop, y'all go crazy. And you're right, some of us enslaved black people did escape to the north to Canada, but it wasn't with your indigenous Mexican help. No, y'all preferred to help us get to Mexico, where we were in a different type of slavery, a debt slavery. The majority of black escaped enslaved people in Mexico, which you so proudly helped, while slavery was abolished. The debt was so high it was impossible to pay most of the time. At least the Europeans boast about having us in slavery, but you all told the story so that black people would think that you were some type of helpers. When in reality, y'all took us from a burning house and led us right into another one, smaller one. Why? So that we could help you gain your independence. Meanwhile, Afro-Mexicans have to fight to be recognized on the census. And it wasn't done until 2020. They've had to beg for civil rights. So instead of you talking, let's let some Afro-Mexicans talk. Because whether you came up with the slurs or not in the current Spanish, you still freely use them. Is that how you treat the people that you're so close to? We're supposed to say gracias after we took time during our civil rights movement to help you with immigration laws that you're now trying to claim? What did you do exactly? You might have mentioned it in your video, but I don't care because it's not true. You did nothing. And when you did, it was transactional. It's crazy that you want to say we've always been allies. You're not really saying that. You're saying that Mexicans, indigenous Mexicans, did more. You want to claim you did so much. But when the Afro-Mexicans asked for a voice, you're all of a sudden, me no speak English. Why are Afro-Mexicans still treated like second-class citizens in Mexico? Again, I don't want you to answer. I want to hear from Afro-Mexicans. Because just like it doesn't make sense for white people to say there isn't racism when they're not the ones that go through it and experience it, the same applies for y'all. We did something that you couldn't do. We built this country and then paved a road for y'all to come in, welcomed you, and y'all walked right through claiming every benefit. You want to add and say that you helped the civil rights movement? You know why you have this tone? Because y'all have always thought this way. We are responding. Y'all and everyone else always starts with African Americans and then mad when we respond. We have done everything to benefit everybody else. We've asked for nothing. But then you cry out like little babies asking for mama to come pick you up. And then go off with daddy because you're done with the Prietos. Susan. And then you rewrite history to act like y'all were some heroes. What have y'all done for us in America except participate in the slave trade? Let's keep it a bean. So you have nothing to say because you're indigenous. I'd like to speak to the Afro-Indigenous and I'd like you to be quiet. I'd like to hear about their struggle and how they're treated like second-class citizens and the racism that they experience from y'all there. It doesn't matter who made the slur. The fact is y'all use it. Let's talk about what y'all say at home because it is very clear y'all are saying something by your tone and attitude. Y'all, you in particular, really the rest of you, when all of this immigration stuff happened, y'all turned on us. This is the stuff that y'all been thinking in the first place. There's been no unity. And you're talking about how you helped with immigration policies. So we were already here. We didn't need immigration policies. That goes to show that we stood with you for no reason. You're talking about battles? Yeah, that's when y'all started wanting to release the enslaved black people so that we could fight with you. Hello, Seminole Wars. Y'all have never been an ally, and you definitely weren't one in Mexico. And you want to say that it's the Spanish that were doing it? Oh, no, baby. Look up your history. If indigenous Mexicans had money, they had slaves to work their fields. So you take your thick to thin eyebrow and your peace pipe smoking voice and get down off your totem pole and quit talking crazy to African Americans. We owe you nothing. You talking about xenophobic? Xenophobic means the unreasonable fear of different people, ethnicities, etc. Unreasonable is the key word. There's nothing unreasonable about my fear. So we can't be xenophobic. Black people are prejudiced. Prejudice means to prejudge. We're not prejudging anything. We know what y'all have done. Racism means you hold some type of power, and y'all did in Mexico. Y'all do today over Afro-Mexicans. Y'all are racist, and you're showing it with all this knowledge that's bubbled up inside of you. What have we done to harm you? That's the difference. You are and continue to be an oppressor. It doesn't matter who else is oppressing you, you still have your foot on our neck. And if you have to come up with bits and scraps and little infos to prove that black people needed your help, oh my God, you did something humane, not really, then that should speak to you as a people, not something to hold against us. We have done nothing to you or anyone else. Y'all's hatred is because you think you're better. And since y'all were doing it 1,000 to 3,000 years before Europeans came, you can't blame it on white supremacy. And I don't care about the different types of slavery or it wasn't race based, whatever. You still did it. Just like every other race in this world, we owe you nothing. And I'm tired of being peaceful with y'all. If y'all want to put up on a battle, y'all want to battle it out, remember what y'all say about the black people in Memphis and Chicago offing each other. And remember what Langston Hughes said, black people, humble, meek, and kind. Beware the day they change their mind. And your username, isn't it a play off of the black rapper, Notorious B.I.G.? Why don't you change your username to whatever music artist of whatever indigenous tribe that you come from, instead of culturally appropriating our people, our shit? It's hilarious. And if any black people step into this to defend her and anything that I've said, I'm on y'all ass. And I may lose some followers because I do have indigenous followers, but oh well. Oh fucking well. You should have caught your little stray before she came over here in African American business. I'm done with y'all. 10 out of fucking 10.
This is all I got from this video. And before I get into the, you know, I am going to say a very big shout out to Crystal Black. I don't know, but I wish I have the right words to tell you how articulate you are. When it comes to history, she is really very good. And she doesn't lose. She will never, I mean, like when it comes to educating and reading you, she does it absolutely well. And to crown it up, she will tell you 10 out of 10. She is good. I am going to ask indigenous Latinos. I really do not understand why you all are still insisting that I mean, black people and you people have always worked together. Can we let this discussion fly as it stand? Because no matter how you talk about how close or how black people and Latinos, Venezuelan, all of them have worked together or fought together. Let's just let it just fly because I am really tired of hearing it all the time. Now, presently, you can see that nothing is gelling, nothing is working. I mean, are you people not seeing it, or does it mean that you are people are blind to see that black people really did all they could, or they like really came out for everybody, and they have really been coming out for everybody? Are you people not seeing that, or are you refusing to acknowledge that black people have always been there? Because when you refuse to acknowledge the good deed somebody did for you and counting on the one that the person is doing presently because you did something to her or him, then you are really the bad guy. Now you all are insisting on my people going out because you are trying to convince black people. You know, it's just them trying to convince us that, I mean, that we both have worked, black people and them have worked hand in hand. Did black people tell you that they do not know their history? And they are telling you, forget about it. We don't care what happened last year till this very moment. Why are you people insisting on my people going outside when I am not seeing anyone from your own side out there? She talked about black people being prejudiced or not, that you cannot be racist towards black people, but you all know the power you all hold, especially when it comes to your light skin, and you all use it to switch at any for any I'm sorry, any point in time, right? You all will use it as switch up immediately. And there are also some of you people that are white person that would just like, they have that privilege. We do not, black people do not even get any tiny of that privilege. Can you people see? I mean, like, Black people are already seeing everything out because it is none of their business and they are not even coming. Even if you like, scream from now to tomorrow. You could see everybody that, I mean, like, there are so many tags to this video. I decided to choose a few because I don't know where, I think she has been sleeping. I don't know where she got the video, like straight up. I think that video, somebody made that video, I think last month, and she decided to stitch it maybe yesterday. All right. Black people are not having it all over. That is to tell you how messed up or how messy you all have been. I am not seeing you people talking about what is going on. DEI has been like, you all are not speaking up. The erasure of the cemetery, that they erased, like they erased indigenous, I think Latinos also, and also black. I am not seeing anybody talk about, I mean, like, you all are like mummies or dummies. You all not speaking up. But black people will come up, speak up for themselves, and then in the end, you come and tell us that it is not in your culture to speak. No, it is in, and the same people that will tell you that it is not in their culture to speak, come and help us to speak, will end up going behind the door to probably discuss with colored people to tell them that we are aggressive. Madam, please, I beg you in the name of God, go and do what you are supposed to do as human being or as a Latino. Go and fight for yourself. Black people already are seeing this particular one out. I thought we already like closed this issue of Latinos and all that. Where did you like, how did you dig this particular one out again to start stressing us? Shout out to Crystal Black and everybody that spoke. You all be giving it back to her because I see her so stressed up, her page going back and forth because she is defending what I don't know. And I am not seeing you on the streets protesting or screaming about what is going on to you people, but you are quick to come up to tell black people that you all have worked hand in hand with the list of the names of people that you got to really prove a point for us, President General among the nation. Bye for now.